inner spiritualism. Today, we are going to explore the incredible and emotional story of Bhishma from the Mahabharata. This story will take you through love, sacrifice, vows, and revenge. It's a tale that shows how one decision can change not just one life but generations. Stay with me till the end. You will discover how Bhishma's story connects with a powerful message for all of us. Let's start from very beginning with Bhishma's birth. Bhishma wasn't born as an ordinary child. His real name was Devavrata, and he was the son of King Shantanu and Ganga. Yes, the goddess of river Ganga. But his story begins with a curse. Before Bhishma was born, 8 celestial beings called Vasus were cursed by sage Vasishtha. They had tried to steal his divine cow Nandini, and for this crime they were cursed to burn as humans, a terrible fate for divine beings. However, Ganga, who loved the Vasus, agreed to help them. She promised to give birth to them on earth and free them from their human form quickly. So when Ganga married King Shantanu, she gave birth to 7 sons. But as soon as they were born, she drowned each one in the river to free them from the curse. Imagine the pain King Shantanu must have felt watching his children disappear one by one. When the eighth child, Devavrata, was born, Shantanu couldn't bear it anymore. He stopped Ganga from drowning this child. Ganga explained everything to Shantanu, but their son Devavrata was destined for greatness. She took him away to raise him, and when he returned, he was just a child. He was a powerful and wise warrior. Now let's talk about the vow that defined Bhishma's life. One day, King Shantanu fell in love with a woman named Satyavati. He wanted to marry her, but there was a problem. Satyavati's father agreed to marriage on one condition, that Satyavati's children would become the heir to the throne. This was a big problem because Shantanu already had a son, Devavrata, who was the rightful heir. Shantanu couldn't bring himself to deny Devavrata the throne, but at the same time he was deeply in love with Satyavati. Seeing his father's pain, Devavrata made a decision that changed everything. He took a vow. He promised that he would never marry and never have children, so that Satyavati's children could inherit the throne without any competition. This was no ordinary promise. It was a vow of lifelong celibacy. His sacrifice was so great that gods themselves blessed him, and he became known as Bhishma, meaning the one bound by an unbreakable vow. This vow was so turning point in his life, it shaped everything that would come after. Now let's move to another important part of Bhishma's story, the tale of Amba. Amba was the eldest daughter of the king of Kasi. She was supposed to choose her husband in grand ceremony called a Swayamvar. Many princes came to win her hand, but Amba already loved someone else, Salva, the king of Saubala. But something unexpected happened. Bhishma, who had taken a vow never to marry, attended the Swayamvara not for himself but to win a bride for his half brother. Bhishma, being the unbeatable warrior that he was, defeated all the other suitors and took Amba and her sisters. When Bhishma found out that Amba loved Salva, he did the right thing. He let her go. But when Amba returned to Salva, things went terribly wrong. Salva rejected her, saying that because Bhishma had won her in battle, she now belonged to him. Amba was devastated, rejected by both the man who had won her and the man she loved. Amba returned to Bhishma, demanding that he marry her and fix the wrong that he had done. But Bhishma, bound by his vow of celibacy, refused. He could not break his promise. Feeling humiliated and angry, Amba swore that she would be the cause of Bhishma's death. Amba's anger consumed her life. She went into the forest and worshipped Lord Shiva. After years of hardship, Shiva granted her a boon. She would be reborn as the one who would cause Bhishma's death. Amba was reborn as Shikhandi, a woman who was later transformed into a man. From birth, Shikhandi carried the memory of Amba's vow. Shikhandi trained as a warrior and waited for the day they would face Bhishma on the battlefield. And that day came during the great war of Kurukshetra. On the 10th day of the war, Shikhandi stood before Bhishma. Bhishma recognized Shikhandi as Amba reborn, and because of this, he refused to fight. Bhishma knew this was his destiny. He lowered his weapons, and Arjuna, using Shikhandi as a shield, shot arrows at Bhishma, bringing him down. Bhishma, pierced by countless arrows, fell to the ground. lying on a bed of arrows. Bhishma's story is not just about vows and revenge. It's about the choices we make in life and the consequences that follow. Bhishma's vow was made out of love for his father, but it led to his own downfall. Amba's love for Salva turned into anger, and that anger carried her through 2 lifetimes. This story teaches us that our emotions, love, duty, anger, can shape our future in ways we may not expect. Bhishma's life was defined by his vow, and Amba's life was consumed by her desire for revenge. Both of them made choices that had lasting consequences, not just for themselves, but for everyone around them. So, what do you think? Was Bhishma's vow worth the price he paid? Did Amba's revenge bring her peace? These are questions that make us reflect on our own lives and the choices we make. If you enjoyed this story, make sure to subscribe to Inner Spiritualism for more such powerful stories from ancient text. Share your thoughts in the comments below and let me know which story you would like to hear next. Thank you for joining me.